I originally poured this painting back in June of 2017, and in about a year's time since the video's been up, it's only had about 47 views, and I know that's because the image that I had up on it didn't really do justice to the painting. The painting is actually quite beautiful, but it could use some work on values. The painting was originally done by putting a lot of different colors into one cup and then turning the cup over and letting all the colors run and mix and do their own thing together. And it was quite pretty, but as it dried, the white sunk to the bottom, which does happen, and I knew that that would happen, but a lot of it sort of vanished. So I was left with a painting that in person is quite pretty, but didn't photograph very well. And also there's just not enough value to the painting. The white is almost gone, and when you see it up close, it really does have a lot of beautiful pattern to it, so I'm going to scan it. I am going to now hand paint over it. So if you ever have a pour or any kind of a painting that you look at over a year's time, like I have with this one, and decide it needs some help, you can certainly go back and hand paint and enhance areas. So that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so now I have my colors ready. I'm using Winsor & Newton Cobalt Blue right here. This is Ultramarine Blue, Payne's Gray, White, Raw Umber, Gray, Aqua, and Deep Violet. I'm not using any actual black. I rarely use black in paintings. I usually use a very, very dark tone of something else. I would put the white, I would put in the white and then all of the other colors. That way when I dump it upside down, the white would be dumped last. It would be up on top then. And it will sink. And I knew that at the time, but I didn't realize just how much it would sink. So this was brighter when I first did it. The white sunk down below the other paints because it is a heavier paint. So now I'm going to just go back and add a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of do whatever I feel like here, kind of enhance what is in here. And this isn't real important how I go. I'm just kind of going with my feeling. This little purple here was real pretty. There were just a lot of these little squiggly things. So I don't need to really reinvent the wheel here. I like the design that's here. I just need to brighten things up. When you think of value, you think of a black and white photo. If I were to take a photo of this in black and white, would you see very much? And you really wouldn't, because a deep blue is going to look like a deep green. That's a really good way to test your paintings to make sure that you have enough value. You can also look at a painting at nighttime. I have hung paintings in my room before, and then at night I look at them, and if I really can't see it very well, see any contrast, then I know I have a value problem. Another color that I like to use when I'm kind of thinking of a red is alizarin crimson. And a little bit more of that showed up in this when I first started. It's not a bright red like fire engine red. It's just a very pretty tone of red. Sort of like cranberries. I'm kind of finding as I paint longer and longer that I kind of like a mix between painting and pouring and using a lot of texture. Trying new things all the time. Sometimes I'm really not happy, and then sometimes I find I've discovered something new and fun. So I'll just keep going like I'm going now. This little brush is really nice. I just can dip it in the white and then dip it in another color, and then as I start to make my little squiggly things, my little lines here, the white is automatically in there for me. but it's not stark white either. And I can enhance that with a little bit more white. Okay, now I've finished my hand painting, and I just used my smallest brush the entire time. This is a little tiny tip brush. It's a number 3, and it actually says watercolor. I used acrylic paints with it, and I just painted the same way all the way through as I showed in the beginning, and I'm really happy with it now. I did notice, as I mentioned before, that the white had pretty much disappeared. So all I did is I went back and enhanced the white. I followed a lot of the lines that were already there, and I added my colors that I showed you earlier. And I just kept playing with it until I was happy, and now I think I really like it. And I think that I will be adding over the top of it Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish. I think it adds a really nice effect. I first used that with my Northwest Rock wall painting, and the way that it gives a gloss, I think, can be really nice, especially on abstract paintings. Thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe.